Hey guys, it's Andrew John 100 here and welcome back to another video. With FNaF's 12th year anniversary this year, there were some neat reveals for upcoming projects, and if I'm honest, I don't think any of us were anticipating anything major for the anniversary this year, given the radio silence and all. The most we expected was some artwork by Steel Wool, which there was, but we were taken completely off guard. So let's recap on what was revealed this year and I'll give my thoughts on it. The first one to discuss is the announcement of an IRL Freddy Fazbear's Pizza at the American Dream Mall in New Jersey that is set to open in 2027. Yes, you heard that right. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is actually becoming a thing. We'll be able to experience live shows by Freddy Fazbear and his band while we eat, play arcade games, and it will even offer a multiplayer survival horror experience. How that will play out, I'm not sure, but we'll see when we have more information. It was also confirmed that Die Regular Sauce will be the restaurant's creative lead, who I believe was also responsible for the animatronic props at the Halloween Horror Nights attractions at both Universal Studios Hollywood and Orlando. This is great to hear because I went to the Horror Nights attraction in Hollywood last year and it was a surreal experience seeing those animatronics in person. As for my thoughts on the pizzeria itself, it makes me wish I was still living in New Jersey, and I hope to experience it for myself one day. Now, I could see why some people were hesitant about this becoming a thing. In fact, the reason why something like this hasn't become a reality for so long was that Scott was worried that some lunatic would try to recreate the 5 missing children incident. However, I don't think something like that would happen, and malls do have pretty tight security all around. But other than that, I'm still looking forward to see how all this comes together. The next thing to discuss is the Vanny teaser for the supposed sequel to Security Breach or Ruin. As I mentioned earlier, Steel Wool did post some art related to the 12th anniversary on their socials, but they also followed up with a video where you have to guess the character on the screen, and depending on how fast you guessed it, you post your score through the emoji on that certain amount of time. Now, they've already done this in the last 2 weeks with nothing interesting happening. However, this time around was different. The character you had to guess was none other than Vanny. Unlike the previous challenges, the character glitched out briefly and revealed what appeared to be a redesigned Vanny. Oh, and it doesn't end there. If you look very closely at Vanny's right eye, you'll notice a very faint 2 in a similar style to Security Breach's logo, which has to be teasing a sequel to Security Breach. Scott did mention a sequel being in the making at the beginning of this year, but we didn't know what it would be a sequel to. Some speculated a sequel to Security Breach, while some thought we would get a sequel to FNaF World. But we ended up with a second Security Breach. When it comes to my thoughts, I am glad to see them giving Vanny another chance. One of the biggest problems with Security Breach was not just the lack of horror, the story, or even the bugs, but for how underutilized Vanny was. She was hyped up as the next major antagonist for the series, with the Vanny mask in Help 101, and all the marketing for Security Breach, but she only had a maximum screen time of less than 2 minutes, and even then she was barely even a threat. It was clear Steel Wool had no clue what they were doing with this character, and Scott not telling them the story of the game really didn't help matters either. Like, I don't know what he expected. How the hell are Steel Wool supposed to present a villain if they don't understand them properly or know what their purpose is in the story? Hopefully, the same mistakes are not made here, and they actually do Vanny justice. She has potential to be a great antagonist. I don't know how they're gonna pull it off with the Princess Quest ending being canon, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see what they come up with. Anyways, I guess I'll have to place my bets on a FNaF World 2 another time. Oh, now it's finally happening! The last thing revealed, of course, was FNaF World 2 by Mecha Cat Studios, the same studio that gave us the video game adaptation of Into the Pit. I'm glad to see Scott is more open about giving FNaF World another chance, since I really enjoyed that game even if it felt half-baked in a few areas. I honestly don't know what to expect from the sequel other than the gameplay being more elaborative, and characters who weren't in the first game because they didn't exist at the time will be selectable players, such as the Glamrocks, the Fun Times, and maybe even characters that did already exist but Scott simply didn't bother adding, like Wither-Golem Freddy and Nightmare Mangle. There's a lot to choose from to expand the roster. There isn't much to discuss since this teaser is all we know about the game, but I am thrilled to see more FNaF World content, and I hope this sequel will improve on the first. And that covers everything that was revealed that day, and I was pleasantly surprised. After all the radio silence we've gotten so far this year, this was a good refresher, and I am looking forward to everything that was shown here. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye!